I will apologize in advance to everyone that
for the
going to be coughing.
Oh dear. All right, so we are going to begin with Concord, or rather Adam.
Oh no.
Um, uh, you're waking up. The sun's already quite far through the window and across the floor, and you're hearing conversation out in the main part of the house. Uh, Voice you don't recognize, your mom, very excited chatter from Jordan uh, to whoever they're talking to, maybe a friend of your mom's. It's kind of hard to tell, um, but that's what's going on. You're this is like the next morning. I am from this assumption saying that you came home later after the events of the comic and just basically like, I've been through a lot, guys. I just need to sleep. I'm dead tired. And we kind of went with that. So
Seems right.
seems about right. So it is the next morning. It seems to be fairly late next morning. As you're kind of pulling on clothes and stuff like that and listening to Jordan um, talking very animatedly about whatever her current obsession is in the front room to somebody. And every so often, the sound of your mother's voice in amongst the rest of the conversation, when she starts to really amp up in the tone of voice that you don't know exactly what she's saying, but the tone is definitely like, calm down, dial back, because once the volume starts to hit about a 7 or 8, she just kind of, tries to pump the brakes on Jordan's volume level. What are you doing?
Well, I guess after Adam gets dressed, he's gonna go see what's about. It's
So,
probably gonna be like that mopey dragging his feet sort of thing.
okay, so you walk down the hall and walk out kind of into the kitchen. You can see like there's like a little throughway kind of where the counter is, where you can look kind of through under the cupboards but over the counter where you can see through and people can sit on the other side. So you're in the kitchen area, you can look through into kind of like the living room, family room kind of area. And your mom is sort of in the kitchen, um, and Jordan is going a mile a minute about boy, what should she be going a mile a minute about? My Little Pony seems kind of easy, but it also seems kind of appropriate. Um, so we'll let it be My Little Pony right now. Quite possibly because um, her visitor got her started on or something like that. And you look and kind of do a double take, and and it's Carrie sort of sitting there on the edge of the couch, and Jordan just like gesticulating wildly and jumping around the room. And it's the kind of mode that she's in when she's watched a really really animated actiony kind of cartoon for like 3 hours, and she's so ramped up from stuff that she just has to run around and kind of do fake versions of the moves for an hour to like um I remember this when I was a kid, and I've seen it. My kids do it all the time. I remember when I was a kid watching Wonder Woman and then needing to jump on my parents' bed for like an hour after the show got over. Um, just needing to.
I was about to say, I can't imagine where you're drawing this from, Joyce. I mean,
but
that's amazing imagination on your part.
He gave me Jordan in what I would call a subject rich age range for me. So
subject rich.
Yeah, I have a lot of good examples there. And she kind of looks over and she's like, "Hey, slacker, I was wondering you were gonna get up. You're late. Eat something."
And now I'm just like, Adam has that look on his face of like, what's going on? It's just like, this is Halcyon City. He probably is like, is this alternate Halcyon?
And so, yeah, you have that look on your face where you're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And your mom says, Carrie said that you have a group activity today. She's like, group. Not going to say team. Some sort of meeting. Yeah, the meeting at the coffee house for the new.
Don't catch your eyes for those air quotes.
The new study group for the I was explaining to your mom that I'm your liaison for Gardner, and I was explaining to Jordan. Sorry, she says I was explaining to Jordan that I'm supposed to be giving you the tour of Gardner once you get over there, but we're going to kind of get a bunch of the kids together that all know each other, and we're going to hang out a little bit today, and that I came to get you because you had already set this thing up. Remember?
Adam will be like 5 steps behind and then just sort of nod and like, yes.
So, I mean, we're going to be at a coffee shop. You can like buy a scone there or something, I guess, or something if you want. Or do you want to have some breakfast first? I think you're supposed to be there in like 45 minutes. And Jordan, this entire time, has been talking to you like under this, and trying to tell you about Carrie. Like, Adam,
like I don't know who this is.
Did you know Carrie is Super Chica? She is my 3rd favorite superhero. Did you know that? She's like super famous. How do you know somebody super famous? You get to go to a school with a whole bunch of superheroes. You might even meet like my other favorite people.
Now, man, now I want to know who her favorite people. Who are your favorite people?
And you can see in on Carrie's face, like, don't ask, man, don't ask. Don't fish for it. And Jordan kind of rolls her eyes, and she's like, are you kidding? Come on. My first favorite, my favorite? Mom. I don't know, sweetie. You have to tell him. Mercury, obviously. And she's like,
of course,
leaning forward, arms are kind of hanging.
Such a hottie.
No, he's so fast. I want to be like super fast. I could like watch. I think I've actually got superpowers. And she goes running around the house. Like, and she even does like the Warner Brothers, like she picks up both of her arms and kind of goes and with her foot and then like kapow and like goes to run down the hallway. Super fast.
Yep. Super fast.
Carrie just kind of looks at you. Your eyes are kind of half lit, just completely deadpan. She's like, I'm 3rd behind Mercury. It's awesome. It's awesome. That's just great.
That's a great honor.
Hey, I rank. I'm in there.
Bronze.
I'm gonna make a joke about you being number 2 later, if you're that lucky. Did you see how she goes back in? Did you see how fast it was? Are you gonna eat? Or are you gonna grab drinks? What are you gonna do?
If I leave now, then we don't have to talk to Mom, and that is probably the best thing. Because I don't want to hear what they've been talking about.
Yeah, if you're gonna go, we better get going because it takes a while to get there on the bus. So,
Yep.
um,
And Adam's just gonna nod, and it's just gonna like, you know, give Jordan a little kiss on the forehead, and then take off.
okay, all right. Okay, well, like if you get pictures, if you meet Mercury, you have to take a picture of him. Okay? If you have to make him stand still though, because I've seen pictures of him and they're all blurry.
Okay.
So take a picture of Mercury. That would be super awesome.
If I see him, I will.
Okay, cool. Um, you told me to come and get you because you said you weren't gonna feel like doing this today, so I'm here making sure that you show up. So, hooray.
Ugh.
Whatever, man. The coffee's supposed to be good. You okay?
I kind of was hoping this wasn't going to happen, but yeah, let's go.
All right. I'm just gonna hang out in the background. I'm just pretend I'm not even there. Hey, do you actually seriously want to take the bus, or can we get someplace out of here and like take off somewhere?
Oh yeah, no. We have this neighbor over here. Let me show you.
Okay. And like, what's up? Is it like a backyard he doesn't pay attention to or something?
Yeah, it's got to be like one of those things where he builds like the crazy high fences and that sort of
Oh,
stuff. Like the homeowners association hates him
yeah. Okay.
because it's technically within spec.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you do your little transformation thing, and she just is kind of in street clothes. She's like, whatever, everybody knows who I am. We just fly straight up like 100 yards. Nobody will ever see us because nobody ever looks up. Dude, what's up with the colors? I was gonna ask you last night. Your colors are all like less colorful. Is this your blue period or what's going on?
I was muted. But
Oh,
yeah,
you.
he's just yeah. I'm just gonna look down and it's like, he's just like not gonna say anything. Is just like because the last thing he wants to say is like, yeah, I ate a cosmic thing of
Well,
power.
you told her kind of what was going on a little bit, so she kind of that's why she's less, you know, she could have just called you to get you out of bed or whatever, but she's kind of keeping an eye on you. All right, listen, this is supposed to be like a fun thing, right? I mean, we did something like this, not with these guys, but we did something like this. It's cool. You get to talk about yourself. Everybody, you get to talk about yourself. Everybody has to pretend like they care. That's pretty cool. It'll be
Uh,
fun.
Adam's just gonna look at himself. It's like, I really look like somebody who wants to talk about himself.
Uh, yeah, no, but you gotta, you sort of have to. Maybe they won't ask you too many questions.
Yeah, I'm not the little kid anymore.
Yeah, I know. I know. All right. I am sure that nobody that you know seeded the answer time script with a bunch of questions that will embarrass you. I'm positive that that did not happen. Like totally, totally positive that that did not happen.
This is. I am not very reassured by all of this.
So you need to learn the art of deflection. Well, that reminds me of a story about Harry. That reminds me of something about Mercury.
I like it. I like it a lot.
You
Okay.
should ask Jason about that. He's so much better at that.
So this isn't the normal coffee shop that you guys normally go to. It's oh, sorry, I can't find it. There we go. Yeah, this will work. Get that, and we'll make it a lot bigger. And it's in the point, but it's not the one that you guys tend to go to. So let me drag you guys over here. Get everybody over where it's supposed to be. So, the front of the place is actually like the doors will it's like got a sort of a garage door thing on the front in addition to the regular door entrance, and they just roll that up, and they've got like a heater above the door like they do at like grocery stores and stuff like that, where the doors are always open, to keep to keep it relatively warm when they have it open. Mocha-nagerie, really? Oh my God, that's terrible. But you can see immediately as you guys are. We'll ask here in a second how you guys like what you guys are doing as you roll up. But you can see immediately why they did this, because this whole front room, there's a back room, like this central sort of bar area has got like space back behind it too, where people can sit, and it actually goes all the way through the building, so people can come in the back as well as this way. And they've taken the ponies have taken these tables and moved them kind of like right here, right in front of the seating, and then they've got the doors open and stuff like that. And the text, Leo, that you guys got from Power Pony is that Otto's supposed to just roll right up on the sidewalk, right up to the front door of the place. So, because there are questions, we have questions for him, so he needs to be close enough to be able to answer it and be right in there. Mocha-nagerie, our coffee is super. That's terrible.
It's in the log now.
Wow. Okay. That's a thing. Okay. So, in case you guys have forgotten, and there was some nagging and stuff, but this is the ponies have like said, listen, there's so much stuff going on. If we don't do this now, we are never going to get to do it. And if you don't do this now, then the first person you're going to be talking to on the news is probably going to be people that suck as opposed to us, because we don't suck. So let's do this. And they got it all set up and get you guys in there. So
love the pony logic.
Yeah, we don't suck, and you promised, so let's do this. Basically.
Besides, we kind of owe them after the whole the winter storm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did. They were super helpful. Anyway, so the tell me how you guys roll up to this thing, because I'm a little bit. I mean, Super Chica and Adam are just flying in, but how are you guys arriving? Jason. So this
well,
is
heck,
this is after like this is like I'm gonna say
after.
like either the day after, or if you guys want like 2 days after the craziness. You can have like a day of just like shell shocked downtime and then this, which I'm fine with. Either way, it's Saturday. Doesn't really matter.
I'll pull up the way I always pull up in the Quill hover disc.
Okay.
Although I may have to park across the street. A little bit up on the sidewalk because it's just a little too wide to fit into a normal parallel parking space. Thanks, Dad. This is why we can't mass produce nice things. If anyone's there at the compound, I'll be happy to drive them over.
You had so things on your mind right now is Alicia is apparently in custody.
Right. She's not there. Yeah.
Summer left a note.
Yeah.
Saying she had to go do some stuff, and thank you very much, and I'll be back or around if you need me. I think Link and his family are kind of. Well, they've been working on Otto and stuff like that, so there's a lot of repair stuff going on there. I don't think anybody's.
So I've just been sitting there on the couch petting Brigand.
And Harry's not been around either, although he'll show up and I'll be I don't know about moping, but he will show up and I can explain all of that in a little bit. Anyway, we'll simply say that he will leap at the chance to have a legitimate excuse to get away from the hospital room at this point.
Yes.
I was saying that Jason was moping.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Sure.
Well, kind of mopey.
Jason is mopey.
And tense and mopey. Yeah.
Tense and mopey. Link, how do you, I mean, are you there early to kind of hang out with the girls? Do you show up at the last minute? What does it look like for you guys? Otto's all about, like, he's finding himself very curious about the fact that steps have been taken for him to pull right up on a sidewalk.
Actually, I had a suggestion for one step further on that. As far as what Leo's been doing, as you mentioned, repairs, he's also been spending whatever free time that we had going through violent mood swings powered by Nine Inch Nails. So he's trying to get that out of the system. But Summer, when she asked for Jason's help building a body, she asked for a third piece, which was this like articulated, animated little teddy bear that could like move and animate itself and had facial expressions and could communicate. I think it would be funny as hell, and I think the ponies would be very charmed if Otto used that as a remote terminal. So he can pull up and still be even closer.
It's the talking speakerphone bear.
And they can,
Oh my God! It's the speakerphone bear.
So that's your option.
That's totally fine. If that is absolutely fine. He might even switch back and forth just to have fun with it. But yeah, I'm immediately reminded of the very first episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where he captures the guys thanks to a nanny bot, like a nanny cam, that's inside of a teddy bear.
We actually had a speakerphone bear, and when I was running an extended game at one point, one of the players who was actually off in Sacramento would dial in for the game, and his character would talk on the speakerphone bear. So his character would talk, and the bear's mouth would open up and down, and
That's
it was
so awesome.
Yeah.
It was priceless.
I repeat that technology has progressively gotten less entertaining and less functional as time goes on, because that's
Hey,
awesome.
remember the moose?
Oh my God. No, I don't remember the most. Dave might. Okay, so you roll up there.
Early Mac voice or text to voice.
Voice synthesizer, yeah.
Very cool. So this side of the back row of I was about to point with the stick that I have. The back row here that can't move has got a couple of like ponies at it. The main two that are really doing all of the stuff at this point are well, Heroes Are Magic is sort of at the center of the thing, but she's sort of like at the main table that is set up and making sure all the cables are hooked up there and everything's working, is double checking stuff and like starting feeds up on her laptop and then checking them on her phone to make sure they're actually going through and stuff like that. Power Ponies checking wires and mics and all this other kind of stuff, and she is being helped by Summer in an apron with the it's not mocanageri, although all of the staff have like sort of a name tag stickers that they put over top of their normal name tags that they have renamed themselves that temporarily. We'll say there's like a little like happy birthday kind of banner thing that they hung up on the front here that with the mocanageri thing as a thing that the ponies decided to do. Just as a joke. But yeah, she's wearing like an apron for this place and is working with both of the ponies to kind of get stuff set up. Also here, who else? Who else can be here? Taz. Link, when you rolled up, are you in suit? Are you just rolling up?
He'll show up in the suit initially, yeah.
Okay.
The only other detail is that we'll have auto parking in such a way as we can get to the trunk. We have filled the trunk with chips.
Nice. Okay, so you can back up in there. It's, oh my God, it's like every like trip out to the lake I ever took when I was in high school. You back the car up to wherever the campfire or whatever's at, and then you open up the trunk because the speakers could be like unhooked from the back deck of the back window and like be lowered back into the actual trunk, and the trunk became like this speaker cavern.
Otto's wired up the same way for his rock music habit, and so he can talk through it too. So yeah, that's why.
That's perfect. And yeah, the chips are unloaded and stuff like that. Harry, are you there early? Are you there at the last minute? Are you in the middle? What's it look like when do you race up in costume? Do you walk up? Do you? Are you being drugged there by your grandmother? By the ear?
Definitely think raced up.
Raced up? Okay. And Ghost Girl.
I'll probably be there early.
Okay.
Helping the ponies get ready for it.
Okay. I'm curious.
They're the ponies.
So I may be the last person who pulls up.
Yeah, you very well could be. So
you think Adam won't drag his feet to this?
Yeah, but Super Cheek is going to be yanking you along through the air.
You guys can be.
We're going to be late.
You guys can be landing about the same time as Jason is coming down, but you're closer to the door and stuff like that. See, everyone's here. Do you want a scone? Do you want
What's a scone?
It's like a triangular blueberry muffin with sugar on top.
Adam's just like looking down. It's like, I like blueberries.
You like blueberries?
No, he does like blueberries.
Okay, I'll get you a thing. Then you owe me. She kind of goes through. And who else is here? Taz is here, but she's like sitting on the other side, like way in the back, like but she's sitting like at the counter, like kind of thing, but on the other side, and just kind of has like a laptop, 3 empty mocha cups, and just kind of hanging out over there. Occasionally Nono will go over and talk to her and stuff, but she just kind of hangs out over on that side and stuff, just kind of watching, monitoring, stalking. So this chair area here with these little risers and stuff has been sort of set up for you guys to be able to sit on, and sitting on this, you'd be facing Power Pony and I'm going to call her Maury, because Heroes Are Magic the whole time is going to be exhausting. Where is the little mood board thing that I found for her? I want to put that up there. In case somebody didn't see it yet. I'm sure everybody has already. Next question being, where did I put it?
I linked it in Roll20 chat. Because you uploaded it directly, it's going to be very hard to get like a direct link to the image.
Right.
There we go.
Huh.
I really wish they made that easier.
Yeah.
That's okay. We can see it there.
Yep, we got it.
Yeah. No, the part that's weirding me out a little bit is I like saved it somewhere, like on my actual PC, and I'm not seeing it. Oh wait.
Okay. Actually, keep going. What I'll do is put it on her wiki.
I got it. It's all good. Anyway, so she's there in the middle, and PowerPoint's next to her. Nono is going to be the third person who's kind of like doing the things, and they're just explaining basically. So I'm kind of curious, where backing up just a little bit, where do you guys sit? Like, I'm just kind of curious what the actual sort of
dynamics.
Yeah, where do you guys position yourselves? Who's sitting at the front of the class? Who's way in the back? All that kind of stuff. Otto's going to be kind of to the left of these seats in car form. In bear form,
I will be on one of the right edges, and in case I need to, hop up and help the ponies with something.
I like over here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit in the back.
Okay.
Really, Jason?
Jason's in the back. This whole area, they like hung some mics up, some wireless mics and stuff up from the like the exposed ductwork and stuff like that.
You know what they say about the boys who sit in the back of the bus?
They're trouble. They can't finish their homework very nicely because being packed past the back seat makes it really bouncy, and you can't have good handwriting back there. No, that's not what they say.
Ooh.
Anyway, So Jason's in the back. Leo, where are you? Where are you?
I'll sit front and center out of duty.
It's Space Dad.
Aria will hang out there, but she's gonna kind of come and go. She first thing she does is go over and talk to Summer. As soon as she's got time loose, and is like, she's kind of like oh my god kind of body language about the apron and like the job and all this other kind of stuff. Summer keeps talking to her, very engagedly in a I am definitely not looking at Leo right now kind of thing. Harry, where are you going to sit?
The middle, kind of leaning against the
like this middle?
Last step. Yeah, leaning against.
Okay. Cool. Adam. You can sit next to Harry, you can sit next to Link, or you can sit next to Jason.
Yeah, he's gonna go past Link and go back to Jason.
All the way in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You guys hear me in the back? This is Maury. Heroes are magic. You guys hear me back there okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So listen.
And then we'll do a thumbs up.
We've had kind of a crazy couple of days, guys, and I know it's really awesome you guys can come listen. We've been doing a lot of heavy lifting the last couple of days with the answer time list and everything, because up until this point in time, nobody except for the people that we kind of want to be asking questions have been asking questions and stuff. But in the last couple of days, suddenly a lot of people have answers for you. So anything that sounds like it was asked by somebody, born before 1980, we just kind of deleted it. Also, if it was like from a news agency kind of thing or anything like that, we just kind of, we just asking stuff that's fun or we think is funny. It's all meant to be just kind of fun. Some of them are good questions though. So they're either serious but cool, we hope, or they're something somebody really wanted to ask. She pointedly does not look at Nono. Or it's like, just stuff we thought was fun. So it's just a way we're just trying to relax and stuff. And honestly, if you guys got stuff you want to say, stuff you want to get out there, this is all going to be kind of on the record. Once it's out there, people are going to be able to quote it and stuff. So, is that cool? Are we all good?
Thumbs up.
Okay.
I think Link will take this opportunity then.
Okay.
He will take his helmet off and set it down on the table and be like, I guess we're here for full transparency. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. That's...
No. You knew this was coming.
Everybody got their phones up.
No. The expression on Nono's face is absolutely worth the price of admission. She is completely gobsmacked. Like she's reaching over and kind of like trying to grab Power Ponies or Mari's sleeve, and she keeps missing. I just did chemistry.
Although I'll take this opportunity to watch Taz's reaction. I'm predicting no surprise whatsoever.
She gives you kind of like this, like chin nod, kind of a thing, like sup, kind of a thing. As soon as you
God damn it, I knew it.
Well, it's almost exactly. If I'm going to steal from the movie, I will steal from the movie. It's almost exactly the kind of look that MJ gives Peter when he walks into the dance just before she flips him off. She does not actually flip you off, but everything up to that moment is pretty much like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, whatever. Back to the lights.
That's
fair. Mari keeps herself under control. Power Pony was like, God damn, they're all hot. Just kind of under her breath. Every single one of them is pretty. It's not even fair. Okay. So, all right. Well, that happened. This is on camera. Is that cool before we start recording? She says to Link.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. All right. Well then, unless you guys have it, so I'm just gonna lay out a few other things. If I ask a question, you guys, I need to think about that for a second. Just tell me you got to think about it for a second. We'll have you in character have answered the question quickly, but if you need to give it a second, that's fine. We'll switch off into something else and do that. While with certain of the questions will also have flashback moments along with them, having to do with some of the some other stuff that we're doing for Harry and for Charlotte and for Jason and who knows, possibly for everybody. Looking around in the background, you've got Carrie. I don't think any of the rest of the JHHL, none of the rest of the JHHL would really be here because that would make him seem like not the center of attention. And the irregulators are probably recovering.
A10's probably watching it on video.
A10 is, yeah, she's possibly streaming it. Who knows?
She's streaming it.
Depends. It depends. Okay, so, all right, we're gonna. I don't know how to. We've never really done this thing as like a live video thing. We've never had anybody important to talk to, and now we have like a whole bunch of people important to talk to. So she flips on the little camera that's on herself, and she goes, "Okay, let's just do this thing." All right, guys, welcome everybody. Welcome in. I am Heroes Are Magic. And I'm here with, well, let's talk about this. In only the last month, they have, let me see, protected Halcyon City from local villains, international terrorists at the airport, interstellar anarchists, holiday monsters, and the entire country of Vyortovia. So these days, everyone is lining up to and including the Dread Queen of Vyortovia to talk to them. The members of the menagerie. But we called dibs, so we and all of you get to talk to them first. So we're going to do an answer time with all the members of the menagerie. In case you don't recognize them, because some of them forgot their helmets, in the front we've got Link. Just behind him, Mercury, Harry Gale. In the back row, Concord. You can probably tell which one that is. And Jason Quill and Ghost Girl. Charlotte, are you kind of like sort of in the middle seat, but kind of on the steps? Is that what I'm understanding? Or are you? Because, well, no, you could be right next to Harry if you wanted to be.
No, I'm on the left-hand side, so probably the middle step.
Okay, so right in kind of right yonder. Whoops, I'll ping again. Right about there somewhere.
No, I'm at the other side. The side closest to the cafe. The other left.
And Ghost Girl Charlotte Palmer. Also coming and going, Numa, one of and we're gonna move a camera here. Just on the left here, we've got Link's partner Otto, or possibly also Otto running around here as this incredibly adorable, possibly demonic Teddy Ruxpin that's he's waving, he's doing like a little victory like double
moonwalking. He should be moonwalking.
Pumping arms above the head thing. He's trying to do moonwalking. This thing is not like built for moonwalking, so he kind of just sort of falls down, but it's adorable. So we've got questions for these guys, or rather you guys have got questions for these guys. We also have a few questions for them too. And we are going to start with, well, according to the paperwork, he is the leader of the team right now. So we are going to start with Jason. Jason, question number 1. This is actually just from us before we get into the other stuff. What is it like being the leader of the menagerie? Now, while you're pausing and Jason's like taking a breath and going, yeah, exactly. I'm going to do I'm going to do your love letter thing from the trip over to the Sepia-verse that we're going to do that real quick.
Okay.
As sort of a memory that you are flashing back to while you're thinking about all this stuff. Okay?
Sure.
Jason, things have been so crazy there's no way you could take care of everything you wanted to back in Federal City. You haven't even had time to think about what you did manage until now. Roll superior. On a 10 plus, pick 2. On a 7 to 9, pick 1.
I suppose I should do that thing.
Yeah.
Oops. What did I do?
Where's my character sheet? I just remember what I did.
Where is my character sheet? I have my character sheet up. And my character sheet has now vanished. Damn it.
Where is my super suit?
Honey?
Wait!
Where is my super suit? What do you want to know?
Did we just lose somebody? I think we just lost Margie off the...
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, well, that's what you get for mousing, and you don't normally mouse on... Somehow I closed a tab. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Very good.
Right?
I am your wife. I am the greatest good you'll ever gonna know.
I like how the entire screen is different dance things for Otto. All right, whoop, we're back. Okay. That's happiness. Okay, so on the 10 plus pick 2, on the 7-9 pick 1, on a miss pick 1. Mark potential, Jason. But you leave Federal City survivors with bitter memories of the son of Quill. What you and Alicia did will, or already did, get out. And ultimately your name is spoken alongside Chin and Hecate when the locals speak of enemies and traitors. Hugs and kisses. Editorial.
Okay.
So again, and I said this before when we were sending this back and forth and kind of prepping it up, just because this thing talks about a conversation you had doesn't mean you didn't have that conversation. It just means that you had a conversation. Margie, you're micing up. Doesn't mean that you didn't have the conversation. It's just that this indicates that you had the conversation in a significant enough way for there to actually be some sort of effect. So the options are, you've had some basic real talk with Alicia. Awkward, but with some measure of catch up and basic, yeah, maybe we don't have to kill each other. Take a +1 forward to your next provoke on Alicia in addition to your influence bonus. Or in a second conversation, conversation, you broach the subject of a memory merge / repair with Alicia, and it didn't go as badly as you feared. Alicia's at least somewhat willing, so take +1 forward on your victory merge roll. Or you were able to speak with your dad. It was not great, not terrible. The two of you kept from talking about anything too personal by instead working out crude initial schematics for an interdimensional communicator.
And I'm sure that wasn't at all awkward, since I probably was a lot faster at figuring things out at that point than he was. I'm going to have to go... Well, okay, so they all took...
They all took place at some. So, for example, you wouldn't have the we can all say that these conversations happen to a greater or lesser degree, but they're not going to bring with it the bonuses.
Right.
Your dad's thing was basically just awkward and ended up being like, yeah, we should probably do that at some point in time, but you never get down into the nuts and bolts of actually talking about it and getting into that excited nerd phase. So It was more like mentioned as a thing rather than actually any back of napkin schematics or anything like that.
Yeah. I am going to go with the I'm going to go with the second conversation, which will be tonally a little bit different, given that the first conversation took place but didn't kind of end as impactful as it might have.
Right.
But it would be important for me to get that second piece.
It was almost kind of weird because you're trying to have like more of just a touch base kind of thing, and you guys have already kind of touched minds, so it's just kind of weird. Awkward. Yeah. All right. So you got that, and you can take +1 forward on the victory merge. Downside: Federal City wants to lynch you. Burn you in effigy.
Having cognitively pithed their savior.
Yes, that.
So that's maybe one reason why Jason's kind of not as cheerful and perky as Jason normally is.
So I think and Maury is kind of like, I think we may have stumped him with the very first question. Jason, What's the best part about leading, or what's it like leading the menagerie?
I think I have to say there's two best parts. The first is really some incredible people in this group. I mean, actually, they're all incredible. It's been just an incredible honor to be with them and serve with them and hang with them. The second is that and even though I know the paperwork and everything, but I've asked Link down there to lead up the team because he deserves it, and he's awesome, and anybody who saw anything of that battle with the Virtovians knows that. And so I guess maybe putting those together, it's that there's people here so great that they can and do take the lead and really kind of kick ass. We've seen that from everyone here, so I guess that's the answer.
So the best part about leading the menagerie is that you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, actually there's a lot of truth in that.
Some of the ponies kind of laugh a little bit, and some of the other people that are like, hanging out in the coffee shop, trying to pretend that they're not listening to this. Like in other parts of the building, they kind of chuckle, and they're back in this second area back here, kind of hanging out and that kind of deal.
Well, they deserve the chance, and they're all, like I said, really cool people, and it's been an honor.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll go right to Link. Link, another very, very important question. Do you wear special underwear under your suit?
No, it's just the regular everyday underwear.
Okay. The next follow-up question.
At least you didn't say commando.
Well, then obviously the appropriate follow-up there would be boxers or briefs. We need to know.
Well, that's what ordinary people wear?
Tighty whities.
It's got to be briefs.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. All right, ladies. Sorry about that, but all right, we'll come back to that one. We'll have to circle back around. I'm not going to then follow up with underwear questions for a bunch of people. Well, actually, the first thing she says is Concord. All right, well, with that lead in, Concord. No, I'm sorry. Oh my God, the expression on your face. I'm not going to ask you about your underwear, I promise.
Like straight talk, when Jason was praising Leo, like those words after what happened during that actual fight was like twisting a knife. So he's got no chill right now.
Really? Huh. I was going to ask if it was a comfort and support. Apparently not. Okay, so I'm all right. I don't want to lead up with this first one because it's kind of mean. So Concord. This is from user Caught Dingoes. Firstly, you have a fabulous cape.
Hot dingoes?
No, caught. Captured. Caught dingoes.
Okay.
Firstly, you have a fabulous cape. You don't really have a cape, do you? It's like a scarf, really, isn't it? He doesn't have it right now, but okay. So some of this stuff was kind of, you know what? I like this idea. I'm just gonna put it because we'll have a chat stream, so you got like a screen up that you guys can see. So she'll read it, but at the same time, put it up where you guys can see it. You have a fabulous cape. Secondly, how does it feel to so quickly become an idol for the LGBTQ, LGBT? I feel like there's a Q missing in there. There is. LGBTA community. How does it feel to so quickly become an icon for the LGBTA community? That feels really wrong not to say Q in there.
Anyway, Adam's gonna look back and forth. Is like, yeah.
We're all kind of looking back at him as well.
No, I didn't write the questions. I got these from actual other people, and they wrote it out differently. So it's really weird to me to have it in that order. My nephew came in.
You forgot the P.
Right. So anyway.
Asterisk.
So what does Adam say?
Adam's just gonna be like, sorry, I just looked at what Bill linked. Adam's just gonna be like, well,
I think, I mean, I'm just guessing because I didn't write this question, but I guess maybe they're referring to the fact that you're kind of a rainbow, a rainbow when you're in your power. Not so much today though. So the question, we've been collecting these for a couple of weeks, so this one's a little bit dated because it's talking about your scarf, which you don't have, and the rainbow colors that we're not exactly seeing. But I guess let's change it up a little bit. What do you feel like if there's people that sort of are looking up to you and seeing you as a hero? What's that like for you? If they happen to be LGBT, then you want to talk about that. That's fine too.
Yeah. I love the Ponies trying to be so gentle and kind with Adam.
Because Adam probably has just like this like stricken face on right now. He's just like
deeper. I don't want people looking up to me. Oh my God.
Is he just like deer in the headlights right now?
It is almost deer in the headlights, and then like I don't know, like if he like just takes a quick glance over at Carrie, what's her expression at all this?
Okay. Have you seen Zootopia?
Yes.
The bit where she's doing the news conference and Nick is over on the side like going with his hand motions like dun dun, dun like kind of like the gesture seeming to imply stop freaking out, and when they ask you a question, you need to talk. It's just talk. Or maybe what she's saying is turn it back into a question or change the question, or I don't know.
All right. So so the question, just so I'm straight really quick, the question was,
what do you, it's up there on the thing. I think I pasted it in there.
Oh yeah, but it was just like, what does it feel like to be a hero? It was kind of like what
sure,
it got more generalized into. Yeah. I think after Adam like takes a second, breathes, need to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, he just kind of is like, not even like looking straight at the camera, and it's just like this sort of like, I don't really do this whole thing to be a hero. I just do this because I need to.
Oh, you got the heroic call. That's pretty cool. I got a question. We're going to segue right into another question because we had one from this user used to run 400M. And we'll throw this at Concord too. I don't mean to gang up on you, but it seems like a really good follow-up. If you had never become a superhero, what do you see yourself doing? We killed Adam.
Yeah, no, that one is going to be the one that kills Adam. And it's just like, that's like when he's like, he's just like, as soon as he gets that question, it's just like every like thought of that whole thing just comes back to him, and it's just like,
and you see,
I gotta go.
You see behind Carrie's like, shaking her head from like the back and stuff like that. The Ponies are looking at each other going, what? Like they're kind of glancing, like, what do we do?
I'll take the stage from them. I'll take the focus.
Okay. All right. You're gonna.
So Charlotte's like, well, I think that's a really interesting question.
Okay.
I want to put my hand on his shoulder because he's obviously really upset.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Just to break the awkward situation and divert the camera before he.
Okay.
He turns into a bug and gets smashed.
And Power Pony like almost like in relief like wheels the camera back around over towards you. Okay. So I mean it's a really interesting question for you because you sort of came here from another time and place, really.
You kind of get back to the question of not just origin, but why do people do what they do, and I think for all of us, there's a desire to help people and to do the right thing is a real driving force, and how we got there, and how that kind of permeates in us is going to be a little different for each of us. But like for myself, I found that I came and I wanted to help people. I wanted to experience this world, and recently I've really kind of gotten new purpose and wanting to focus on not just my friends and this neighborhood, but also the other ghosts that we have, and understanding why they're here and what's their problems, what's their concerns. So that's something you're going to be seeing a little bit more coming in the future.
I'm sorry. That was a great answer, Margie. I got killed by Bill, who said, "How does it feel for those chips to have become a symbol of the LGBTQA community?"
Nice.
Very
nice.
Although I have to hand it for Harry for having on hand a set of a chip image just for comforting Concord.
Of course.
Well done there. The Q stands for Quill. The Q stands for Quill. That's why they don't say it. So we did have one of these. Thank you. That was a great answer. We did have kind of a follow-up questions for that, I guess, which is, it was one of the questions that we had for you, so we're going to ask it now. If you could go back to your own time, would you do it? Or would you rather be here, even if it means that you're not in a kind of a strange place, a strange time and place? This is still the Ghost Girl.
I think that there's a reason that I'm here now. I think there's important work that I need to do.
Okay.
I think that if I was in my previous time, I probably wouldn't have had the impact that I can have right now.
It's a lovely segue. That's a lovely segue into Charlotte's love letter that we're doing to catch up on some stuff over in the Sepiaverse. Charlotte, the events in the Sepiaverse opened up whole new aspects of your existence to you, suggesting things you'd never considered and awakening motivations you'd never guessed at until now. Roll Freak. On a 10 plus, pick 2. On a 7 to 9, pick 1. I wanted to make this superior, but it just didn't make any sense based on what you wanted to actually do with this stuff while you were over there. Oh, of course she gets 11. Okay, you get both of these.
I'm freaky.
Yep. During the celebrations, you went over to the Monument of the Lost.
Can I describe it?
Okay, yeah, by all means.
Okay, so I see this as sort of like, when cartoons do something that's a little bit more serious and quiet, so, think of this as like, Erna or something like that, just doing a quiet panel. And the first panel is Ghost Girl standing next to the monument with just, all of the ghosts around her.
Uh-huh.
And you just see a word balloon saying, thank you for your help, rest in peace. And then you just see the panels move on and the ring of ghosts getting smaller and smaller. And the monument gets a little bit brighter and a little cleaner and a little less tarnished.
Yeah, I like that.
It's just the ghost of the little girl's mother.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She says, your is complete. And she reaches out to touch Charlotte's cheek. And you can put something, meaningful in there that she says to me, or she can just disappear. And at that moment, the clouds break open a little bit and the light shines down on the monument.
Nice. Really nice. And the other effect that I put in there as part of the choice is that by mourning the monument's more of a beacon of strength and despair. Anyone near the monument takes a +1 ongoing to comfort and support. It becomes a place in Federal City where people go to just recharge, feel better, recover.
That's exactly what I was going for.
Sit. Awesome. And the other thing you got, because you're a big lucky head is you took the time and spared the inner strength on the attacking soldiers who died in the battle and tried to release their spirits as well.
This is like the final panel where she picks herself up and says, "And now's the hard part."
Right. And goes back over and see, is it a
and walks
similar
over
kind of
to
thing with
the-
them? Is it a similar kind of thing with them as well, or?
Yeah, I mean it's really trying to, I don't want to say, settle them or put them at ease or whatever, but just sort of trying to be there to listen to them. 'Cause I have this feeling that part of there's sort of this cycle of the oppression in here of the sepia versus that diminishing potential causes this buildup in frustration and anger, and that actually drives further drives the lack of potential. Kind of
the hopelessness kind of, it snowballs kind of.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to do what I can to kind of break some of that cycle. And, if I can't, peacefully, at least I can, maybe, help dampen the anger that they're bringing.
Right. And you do, although it leaves kind of a quote unquote bad taste in your mouth, it does help you understand those spirits and kind of the organization that they're part of and everything like that. So when you have time and resources to say the family on your world, you can take +1 forward to assess the situation while you're kind of digging down into the family, because you have little, it's not anything concrete, but you have little snippets of imagery and impressions and stuff like that from these other people that were part of this organization.
I think that's great.
Yeah, and you got a great role for it. So you didn't leave the city completely terrified of your presence, and Yeah,
I thought that was a win-win.
Unlike Jason, when they hang him,
she's welcome back to the reunion, obviously.
Yeah, when they hang him in effigy, they'll hang him from the very shiny monument. Anyway.
Maybe if you'd slept around a little bit, they'd have a more positive attitude towards you.
Maybe.
Yeah. Those 3 girls were all going, I never liked him. He always was kind of a creepy guy.
Okay, so great answer.
I can't believe that I almost.
Yeah. Mercury. We got a question here. It's like the first one anybody ever sent in. Like, what's your max speed, straight line speed, your reaction time, all that kind of stuff? I'm not going to ask that. How about this one? Before the menagerie came together, I mean, you've been a superhero, kind of part of a superhero family for a really long time. Before the menagerie came together, were there any talks with other people, like your family or other superheroes and stuff like that, our age, about starting a team before you ended up on the menagerie?
I mean, there wasn't really talk about starting a new team. Was some family expectations for me to join the JHHL.
Really?
But since they have the whole deal with where my parents are, but I'm glad I ended up where I am, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I cannot ask for a better segue than that. I'm going to ask for a little bit extra thing here for the Mercury. So this is while you're answering this and reaffirming this, and I want to be on this team type of stuff. Tell me about what's been going on at the hospital with your dad. Like, who all is there? All that kind of stuff. Because you can't help but think about the people, like, I don't remember who you said, like, you'd written up a thing about, like, I think you said your grandmother said you needed to get there when you were talking about being sort of called away when you were talking with A10?
Yeah.
So what's that been like the last couple of days? Are you there all the time? Who's there? I'm mostly curious about who's there and stuff.
I mean, it's been pretty stressful. Lots of high tension. I mean, has been there when she could. But
so
mainly, Grandma Chase has been and expecting me to be there. No, she expecting me to be there.
Has your mom been so your mom, your grandma, has Uncle Chase been there very much?
Stopped by some, but he doesn't stay around that much when. Sorry, Swift, not Chase.
Swift, Grandma Swift.
Other
right.
side of the family.
Uncle Chase, Grandma Swift, right. That kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the closest of
the family and stuff like that.
Just cut it with, well, it's really stressful for everyone.
Yeah. Okay, so
for her.
Something that I have been
ruling the castle with an iron fist.
Speaking of which, something I've been terribly remiss in doing is one of the legacy moves. So rather than make up any kind of fancy thing, I have a thing for Harry here, and I think the hospital room is the perfect time to trot this little thing out. Whenever time passes, roll plus Savior to see how the members of your legacy feel or react to your most recent exploits. Roll Savior to be judged. Before rolling, ask the other players to answer these questions about your performance. Has Harry been upholding the traditions of his legacy?
Yes.
Any dissenting voices there? I don't imagine this is going to be too dissenting. Has Harry maintained the
Sorry,
image?
I'm on mute.
That's fine. Has Harry maintained the image of the legacy?
The under 25 image, sure.
Have you made the other members of your legacy proud?
Yes.
Has Harry made the other members of his legacy proud?
Oh, his legacy or his team?
I sure hope so.
Has Harry made the other members of his legacy proud? Not the team, but the legacy.
Well, I know he made Dad really proud.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if it wasn't
Uncle
him.
Chase.
All right, so we don't have any. It doesn't sound like we have any penalties on this. So, Harry, give me a Savior roll. This is making Harry very happy because I think his Savior is probably pretty high because he's on this team and everybody's Savior is high. Oh, look at that. On a hit. Yeah, Kelly's been very tense about this one because I told her what would happen if you got a 6. She's like, no. On a hit, one of them offers you a meaningful encouragement, an opportunity, or an advantage. But 7 and 9 we don't have to worry about. Nobody's upset with your most recent actions. So, Margie, I think you're micing up. It's all right. On a hit, one of them offers you meaningful encouragement, an opportunity, or an advantage. So this would be like one of those quiet times when like two family members kind of duck out to grab some coffee from the vending machine or something and are out of the room or maybe in the room. I'm trying to think what that would be. I should have looked at this and thought about this some more. I have to think about this, but somewhere in there, somebody is going to offer something up as an opportunity here. That door has been opened. I wonder if it isn't Grandma Swift. Harry, if you have any thoughts about this, let me know. But I
was thinking it could be Mom.
See, I'm going to do you the kindness of not having your mom offer you your dad's spot on the Halcyon Heroes League until he's out of the hospital, because that doesn't actually seem like a gift. But no, yeah. if it's mom, then yeah, I just have to think about what that's gonna be.
Grandma Swift isn't really the kind to.
You're saying she's never going to be happy with you? Is that what you're trying to say?
At least she feels that way to the teenager. There will probably be some situation where she's like, "Wow, you weren't awful."
Don't worry, I'm always going to love you. You're my favorite grandson, even if you're terrible at this. So close, Grandma. So close.
No, I'm hard on you because you are my favorite.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain I'm your only.
Okay. Link. Where is that question at? Okay. Link. Jason Quill has his. So we're talking back to the leader of the team now, so let's make this comparison. Jason Quill has his own action figure from the animated series. Have you considered your own toy line with yourself and your companions?
I think they'd be a little sensitive to having toys made of them, so it's never come up, and you'd have to ask them how they feel.
Yeah, that would be super rough having a toy made out of me, says Otto, standing next to you in a teddy bear body. That'd be really, really hard. I don't think I'd ever recover from that.
Shut up and go get cuddled some more. I think if there was anything that people could make that would qualify as toys or things for kids, I would love for it to be like science kits or something like that. If I had to say it, that's what I would do.
Or we could do like a. Well, I have ideas. I'm not gonna say any of them because you'll all steal my ideas. This is Otto, and he like rubs his hands together like an evil mastermind, which looks adorable as a teddy bear. You heard the best thing the other day, Silver Streak? Oh yeah.
Like if her mom said that, I can't think of higher praise.
That is pretty nice. I like that. We got a question for Otto here. This one's pretty straightforward, but what the heck? Who's faster, Otto? You or Mercury?
I think we all know the answer to that.
Otto's like, well, I mean, Mercury's faster. That's just Mercury's faster because Mercury can kind of cheat. He does stuff that like physics doesn't even say is possible. So no, Mercury's faster. That's kind of, I mean, definitely. On the other hand, Mercury can't fly, which makes me slightly more awesome. Can't fly. Him, not flying. Me?
Can you go through buildings?
On purpose?
I thought.
Well, I mean,
Teddy bear.
I can right now. I'm svelte right now. Look at this. I mean, I am, and he's like doing like Arnold Schwarzenegger like muscle poses. I can slip right through cracks. I'm like we need like 6 of these. I could be like a bomb disposal unit.
Teddy bear ninja.
Let's ask some questions to the team since we're kind of everybody's asking stuff. So, question for anybody in the group: what kind of villains would you rather fight, or rather not? If you got to fight bad guys, what would you rather fight?
Ones who didn't cause public destruction.
Yeah, ones with glass jaws.
Okay, well that one's kind of easy. You want to, take it easy. We've seen.
I think it's always easier when there's a clear delineation between good and bad. When you're fighting against something that's in the gray, and you have to really start asking the hard questions.
Oh, Link, what do you have to say?
Basically, I don't know that I want to fight anybody. I wish that we didn't have to. Because you could say that I'm fighting so that we don't have to fight anymore. So people that we could reach.
Huh. All right. Oh, this is an important one. No asked this one. I'm going to read this one exactly as it is written into the as long as exactly as is written into the log where people submitted it. This is a question for the group. Why is Concord so handsome? He's just the hottest. Rar. 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 Smiley face.
Probably because he has the light of what seems to be suns in his...
He's cosmically hot? Is that what you're trying to say? Concord, why are you so handsome?
Hand still on Concord's shoulder.
Dave, do you want to roll a comfort or support? I mean, I'm just.
Sure. I mean, if there's something I can do silently for comfort and support while we're sitting here under the cameras, I definitely want to do that because he's actually pulling me out of my own funk. So
I actually had two things I was gonna ask for rolls on, and I'm gonna loop back to those just real quick. One was having Ghost Girl actually defend Concord, like actually roll a defend on Concord. But I don't know that that's actually necessary. I just thought it would be kind of fun since she kind of leapt in there and was like, dun da da da.
Mama Bear.
Mama Bear.
I mean, so we got Bear Ninja up there.
Defend someone or something from an immediate threat. Roll Savior. You don't have to. I'm just asking if you want to.
Oh, sure. What's the worst that can happen? You get XP.
You get XP. The worst that could happen is you learn from the experience.
You learn exactly what makes Adam burst into tears and run from the room.
Look at the bright side. You might do better at defending him than you do at comforting and supporting him, because your record on comforting and supporting Adam has not been awesome.
No, you're just being mean on that.
Okay, so
Truthful but mean.
Defend someone or something from an immediate threat. Roll Savior.
A nice solid hit.
Yeah, it's NPC threats. You keep them safe and choose one. So the comfort and support requires that Adam sort of respond back to Jason. Alternately, go ahead.
I actually have a thing for that.
Okay. All right. So
mine can give him a point towards that.
Well, no, I wasn't thinking so much about that. I'm just wondering if Jason would be helping, but if Jason's going to do his own thing. For NPC threats on hit, you keep them safe and choose 179. It costs you. Expose yourself to danger. Escalate the situation. Yeah. Well, that loops back to the role that I was having you do. So I've got another little toughie question for you. So the escalating the situation is going to be this toughie question that comes back to you. We'll leave that. You can choose one of these: add team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear your own condition. Charlotte
have now. I think I'm condition heavy right now.
Are you? Well, then you can clear one if you're feeling good about that.
Well, maybe I can clear hopeless because.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Given
undo hopeless.
The way you were saying that. Jason, roll a comfort and support.
So that would be a mundane. Finally, something I got decent.
I'm sorry. Wait, Adam, you were saying you were going to respond. Are you going to respond to the defend, or are you going to respond to the comfort and support thing?
Well, the comfort and support's the easy one because remember, Concord works on emotions.
That's true.
Jason actually touching him, Adam is probably getting this really straight line of all of Jason's
stuff.
You can do it, boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Were you? I don't know what you. I mean, there's no real response called for on the defend, but there certainly could be if you want one.
Well, I guess. How does she defend me from the question?
Well, because they were asking. This actually already happened because when they were asking.
I think the defend is just grabbing the attention towards me. I think that's fine.
I forgot to have her roll at that time. I should have, and I didn't. Meanwhile, Jason's been doing the comfort and support, and Jason, you roll mundane.
I roll mundane.
Oh,
God's sake! I got mundane at 2. How do I?
Oh my god!
Wait a second. Why did I not one? Okay, I got a.
Are you suffering a condition?
2d6 plus 0 modifier. Oh, I have a condition that detracts from it.
Yeah.
Okay,
probably.
so
which is fine. Now I did see.
Okay, I still don't follow because it should be my mundane. My mundane is 2. I have one condition.
Is it angry?
And I rolled a 5.
Yep. So
and it says it's 1 plus 4 plus
0 because the +2 from mundane is negated by the penalty from angry.
Oh, I didn't realize that it was a -2.
Yeah, the conditions.
Okay.
Yeah, just negate the thing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you're just getting your straight roll now.
Wait.
Okay.
He has a +1.
Oh, do you have influence
for
over?
influence.
Do you have influence over Concord?
I do have influence over Concord.
Okay, so that gets you to a 6, and Harry brought over Chip. So if Harry spends a point a team, you can get up to a 7. Harry, do you want to spend a point of team and help Jason comfort Concord? I think that's what you were actually doing.
For God's sake, Harry.
I think that's what you were actually doing was helping.
But you can't do it by yourself.
Oh, I don't know. My first question when you rolled that 5 was, right now, how close is James sitting to you? Because it may have rubbed off. Okay. So, comfort and support, I'll get the team
That is Ghost Girl that sucked at comforting.
You do it, yeah, and you guys are all sitting near him, which is not bad. Comfort and support, roll mundane on a hit. They hear you. They mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. You don't get the 10 plus where you can add team to the pool or get a condition off yourself. So,
that's fine.
So I think it's fair to say, and Dave, you should certainly chime in on this, but the connection, as you say, you get a real clear link into Jason, and he's definitely trying to come for you, but at the same time, being in contact with him really makes you painfully aware that he is a hot, churning mess right now. So as much as he's trying to come for you, you're aware that he is just...
You feel better because you're not as big a mess as he is.
Or at least you're not any worse. I don't know that he's not as big a mess. But, it's kind of like you lost Saul. He pithed his dad's head. There's a lot of bad in there.
What pair are we?
Indeed. But it does. So how do you're like you say, you're in connection. You could totally help him out here. How do you respond to this? Open up back to him. It could be small thing. I mean, it could be really anything.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I think that's where Adam is literally just going to open up his own little emotional floodgate there, and it's just going to be he's going to feel that sort of anger rolling off of Adam right now and just watch it sort of soothe away.
Okay.
Just sort of kind of give him that sort of empathic image of Jason's own attempts here are smoothing out the whole anger on Adam.
So it's much less the empty words of thanks, man, that really helped, and much more legitimately knowing that it helped. Jason.
Jason blinks and actually manages a small smile.
Okay, very cool. And I'm assuming that you said you saw the anger leak away, that you get rid of angry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting rid of angry.
Nice.
He still feels bad, but
the ponies are, there's obviously a little bit of activity going up there, a little bit comforting. They're keeping the camera kind of away from that back deck while this is kind of going on. Other questions. Charlotte's been answering stuff. They brought it down to Leo. And they keep asking kind of softball, group questions. How do you guys feel about standardized testing?
I think just as a player, there's enough tension in here that they're going to come to a question like, "What's your favorite ice cream?" And we're just going to flip the table and be like, "God damn it!"
What the hell is wrong with you? Why would you ask that?
My dad loved ice cream.
All right, this is just a fun one for the group. Can anyone in here tap dance? Oh my God! Stop hitting me! Stop! Why are you hitting me?
We're such a hot mess.
Yeah.
We should come with warning labels.
They're just like really toughing through this and trying to find like some.
They're realizing what they've gotten us and them into.
All right, I'm a little bit confused by this question, so I'm going to ask it of all. Actually, we'll start with Harry. I'm a little bit. The first part of the question is straightforward. The second part, I'm a little bit confused, guys. So I'm just going to let you guys interpret it however you want to. Harry, favorite food?
I think chips are good for every situation.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're not a date dinner. They're not a dinner date. That's not helping A10.
Follow-up question. Interpret this how you will. Favorite food after being set on fire? I don't know. We're missing we're clearly missing a pronoun in here, so interpret it as you will.
Steak.
Marshmallows.
A very large glass of. I mean, depending on how you interpret it, the answer might be a very large glass of water.
Marshmallows.
Marshmallows. Okay, marshmallows. Jason, favorite.
It's a good more going.
I like that. Jason, favorite food after being set on fire? Have you ever been set on fire?
You know, there was this time in was it Kuala Lumpur? Yeah.
No says episode
anyway.
6, second season.
Yeah, that's when they kind of did the change in the story. Anyway, yes, favorite food after being set on fire. I'm gonna have to say, actually, it kind of turns out to be sort of like a liquid protein diet because as the healing rays are being put on your skin, it kind of makes them tough, so you can't really move your face that much. So
TMI, Jason, TMI.
Anyway, so that was my favorite food. After that, it was probably tater tots.
All right, we can all agree on tater. I think we can all agree on tater tots. All right, kind of a weird one here. We'll just go around. This one will actually just lead to complete dead silence, possibly. All right, this one's kind of crazy. It's kind of fun. If you could switch bodies with one celebrity, including people on your own team, who would it be?
Everyone's going to shake their head like, nope.
Nope.
Nope. Next question.
Skip. Pass. Okay. All right. Question for. I don't even really. All right. Question for Link. AI is hard. What is it like to have 3 working AIs, and how did you make their minds work? What's the trick?
They are as human as I am. They have human brains, they have human souls, they have human hearts. It wasn't difficult because humans have all these things and they are modeled on that. I mean, some people try to build up from nothing. I built down or built sideways, you could say.
And Heroes of Magic, Maury is like really kind of squinting at this one. It's like you built I'm gonna drill down a little bit. When you say you drilled down, like what is that like? You reverse engineered? How did you do that?
Wasn't easy.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna kind of keep that one. I suppose this is kind of like asking you where you get your powers or something.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
What was? I gotta look at this GIF again. No, nobody's answering. All right, I love it. All right. Okay. I gotta look at this again. Nope. Yeah, not touching that one. Nope. Nope. Okay. I swear to God, that was a good segue into that one right there when you guys were talking about that. I'm gonna find it. Oh crap. Where is it? Harry. Since you got sort of the most exposure to other superheroes, you guys have been awesome in all of your group activities. How much training do you guys need to do to work so well together? This is from user Chameleon.
I mean, I think every good team has to put in a lot of practice, and
you literally hear from the back of the room both Taz and Carrie. They're not sitting next to each other. They're both like, yeah.
Every good team needs to practice, and I think we're lucky that we have such good team work among us. But
So you guys practice.
Everyone.
You guys practice together a lot.
Sort of.
I mean, yeah, we definitely spend a lot of time working together.
Well, and it's not like we've been together that long, so
Okay, question for Jason. What is up with Quillphone 10 or the QX? Will it finally drop the round shape to? You know what? This is boring. I'm going to go to the next one.
Thank you.
Oh,
Talk to marketing.
Oh God. Okay. Keep in mind these are being submitted by the readers, by the viewers and stuff like that. This is from user Chin Music. Jason, if you could have any real superpower, what would it be?
That's actually a really interesting question.
Everybody else is laughing. Jason is taking it seriously.
Jason's taking this deadly seriously.
Of course he is. And the submitter of this question is going, of course he's taking it seriously. God.
I wish I could somehow travel in time, because there's things that I would love to be able to fix and change.
Oh, really? Even with all the various science fiction stories out there about the downsides of doing that, and actually the number of times the city itself is tangled with people like Dr. Infinity over the city and the superhero metahuman effect on the time stream, that's still attractive to you?
No, it's terrifying, which probably should indicate some of the things I'd love to be able to fix. But
even more terrifying.
Fortunately, we will never learn that question, because I would never actually build a time machine, because, yeah. So, oh well.
Being able to talk to girls. Oh, Harry.
You're making me cough, Harry.
Ghost Girl. Charlotte, you are kind of stuck with a 4 guys and that 1 girl dynamic TV trope on the team right now. Is there any chance that we're going to see another girl on the team? So before you answer, I've got a GM question for you, and possibly a scene either to play through or describe. A conversation between. Tell us about a conversation that Charlotte has had with either Arya/Numa, Summer/Numina, or Alicia that we wouldn't have already heard about. That is the thing that kind of pops into your head while when you get asked this question.
Well, it'd probably be with Summer on the nature of being real, and what is reality, and some existential conversation along those lines.
Interesting.
Girl talk thrown in there.
When would that have happened? Was that something that happened over at the Sepiaverse when you got here early and she was working at the coffee shop, or like when?
No, I think Yeah, it would probably been in the Sepia-verse, or yeah, probably in the Sepia-verse.
And you
We
guys
didn't have that much time where she wasn't with Jason before then.
right, and there was like 14 hours there where he was arguing with his dad, where you guys could have ended up outside of the room.
Oh
at
yeah,
the same time.
we were definitely. That's why I grew closer to
Did you grow
Rusty.
closer?
Race Bannon. No,
Oh, yeah, Rusty. Yeah, Rusty. Because you were just ducking out and talking with people and stuff like that. Interesting. Okay. So when you are asked this question about any chance of another girl on the team kind of thing, your first thought kind of goes to that conversation that you had with Summer. Interesting. Interesting. What do you answer? How do you answer the question?
Rusty. I think that all of us are individuals, and I don't know that gender plays that important of a role in what we're doing. We have a lot of women around that we use, that support the team. We got the Ponies.
Aw, everybody in the room is like, aw, we're superheroes by extension.
You are. These are great. But I mean, so it's just because it's that are out and about right now doesn't mean that there aren't other in in our group, other influences on us.
Interesting. Okay, well that's great.
I'm really worried about what's getting built on the
on the what?
No, it's great. Actually, I thank you whoever's doing that, because I was going to do that for the log. But
what are you guys talking about?
So someone put a seating chart on the drawing.
No, I'm worried about the Teddy Rumpskins being built over there.
Very nice.
It's just
I guess
scary.
Question for the group then. I mean, not that we love you guys. We want you that you will always stay forever and ever the team the way it is right now because we love you guys. But if one of you had to leave the team, what kind of replacement would you recruit? Whether it's somebody with particular powers. What about diversity? I don't want to make a comment about there being a lot of white guys, but actually, I might have gotten this wrong. What is Link's sort of presenting
ethnicity?
I have never said, so use your imagination.
Right. I know you haven't. Damn it. So what's he? I mean,
I just go by the icon.
He's an American as drawn in anime, which means he looks like an anime character, and as such, it's anybody's guess.
I'm going to say that he's got that vague, like, pan-ethnic look that gets you a lot of supporting roles in Hollywood.
Okay.
But never a lead.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't want to say...
We need you to be a Native American this week. Okay.
I mean, in a lot of ways, your group is extremely diverse. Do you think of yourselves as being like a face for diversity? I mean, you've got AIs, you've got women, and apparently, I don't know that. I guess the minority would be ghosts, the living challenged. Do you guys think of yourselves that way? Does it ever come up? Do you get any
really,
external pressure about that kind of stuff, or?
The reality is that I think first and foremost we're a group of friends, and we're there to support each other and to help each other. It happens that we have a goal of improving the world around us. So I don't think there's anything intentional, one way or another about it. And if we were looking at expanding the team or something like that, I don't know that I would say oh well, we need somebody with this look or with this power or with this skill, because it feels like to me that whatever people are coming to the table with, that to the best of their abilities, and that's what makes it work.
She keeps giving really good answers, and I'm trying to do joke questions, and then she does these really serious ones, and now I can't ask something. I'm going to ask something silly.
Well, Lena will jump in on that and say, I think what I'm hearing is it's important to be, I can't say consciously inclusive, but consciously not exclusive. There are labels that we can attach to people, but I think that there are sometimes when those get in the way of who we really are to each other, and that's what's important for me.
I have to say that has been me, opportunity and a wonderful, experience in this world that I never would have had in my own time.
Speaking of your experience in your own time, I have a follow-up question. This from Grey Pawn. If you had to listen to either dubstep or alternative country for the rest of your life, which would it be? Sorry. And I killed Charlotte's player. Whoops.
Then it's a good thing she's already dead.
Ba-dum-bum.
They were pretty much just asking that for a laugh.
Can I go for neither?
For the rest of neither, yeah. As opposed to, yeah. Everybody in the place is like,
music.
yes. Jason Quill, Microsoft Word or Google Docs?
Actually, I'm a big fan of the QDoc platform.
Everybody in the place is like,
Hey, of course it helps that I do work on a computer that's got ginormous memory, and I understand the problems that the platform has, and one of these days, if they ever bother to ask me, maybe I will help them with it. But, I would say wherever you get the best deal and whatever's the most easy to transfer information back and forth without proprietary formats, because damn.
All right.
Once again, taking it seriously.
Jason Quill coming down firmly against DRM. You heard it here first.
Jason will get kind of a, yeah, I guess so, nod to his face. As the lawyers are going crazy in the boardroom.
Otto, what make and model would you ever? I don't understand that. What make and model would you ever want to date? Make and model of what? Cars. That's
car.
Otto. I'm going to have to ask Link to accurately answer that question.
He would like to wake up in a new Bugatti.
Like in it? Okay.
No, there's an actual song called that, but he's a big fan of the supercar, the Bugatti in particular. He'd be down for that.
Okay. And I'm not going to go on at great length because this is a family show. I'm assuming it's a family show. I am a teddy bear after all. But suffice it to say that my love runs deep. We have one more question for Otto. I don't really understand this one, but this is from user Proud Mary. Why don't you log into the Forza forums anymore? And Otto just stops moving.
This is the question I've been dreading all.
Shush you. He just kind of looks around. His little teddy bear eyes have gone very wide. He doesn't really seem to have an answer.
Can I
Otto,
try to deflect over or grab the camera or something to?
Well, Harry's jumping in there.
Oh, Harry is. Okay.
What are you doing,
You're
Harry?
faster than me.
That's true.
You pop your trunk. We need more chips.
Oh yeah, let me just. Sorry, I got to get in the other body to do this. You're gonna have to ask a different question here real quick while I handle chip distribution. And he kind of he jumps like the teddy bear jumps up into sort of Numa's lap and goes into regular teddy bear mode and switches back over to the car, where he will stay.
As bags of of chips are
As
pneumatically pushed out from the trunk.
You weren't kidding. Harry was not kidding about chips being his favorite food. Did you guys bond over chips? Was it chips or pizza? What did you guys bond over more?
They're both are definitely staple diets at Quill Towers.
There's one question here asking Charlotte whether or not she eats, but most of us have had coffee with her, so we're going to say yes, she can, and ask better questions. Charlotte, you're known to have connections with social media personality Power Pony. This is the best question ever. Power Pony is the one asking it. Do you feel confident with modern technology, and do you have any advice for the older generation, technically younger than you, when it comes to dealing with tech?
Well, I would say my biggest challenge with technology is wanting to express myself fully. And so, a lot of times I'm a little bit slower at texting because I like to do, write in full sentences and things like that, which amuses my friends, no end. But my advice is you can be yourself.
When you say that, when it amuses your friends, you actually hear PowerPoint say this thing that she said many times. She kind of mutters under her breath into the mic. Periods are too aggressive. Punctuation is assault. Anyway.
But I think what what's what's important is, look at it as a tool. Don't be afraid of it. Are you afraid of a hammer? But when you want one, you got it.
I love it. Link, while this was going on, Taz looked up from her laptop, and she's got these a really kind of wide-eyed oh crap expression that she sort of gives you, and then immediately looks back down at the computer and starts intensive activity.
Typing furiously.
A lot of furious mousing more than anything else. It looks like she's jumping around from page to page or something. It's not a hacker montage. It's a frantic research montage.
Thank God we got her to do something other than emote ironic detachment. That was amazing.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of I have a lot more questions, but some of them the girls have just chucked straight out because they're kind of afraid to ask Concord anything. And a lot of the ones for Concord, which full disclosure came from Concord's players' friends, are kind of mean, and he's not he's not going to support it right now.
I will say, if another group question comes around after the support, Concord probably will jump in.
Okay. Lightning round then. What is the most rewarding thing? I know we kind of asked this question again, but we're going to hit it again. Hello, it's Maya says, what's the most rewarding thing about being on the team? Front to back. Leo.
I think that I have never had friends like this, and I think that I would be a very different and very worse person without them.
Harry.
Being able to spend time with my friends as we help people.
Charlotte.
I think that the team has really given me purpose and is a great anchor for me.
That's really, really cool. PowerPoint gets up and comes over to give you a hug. She kind of air hugs you. Because she can't hug you, but she tries anyway. Jason, and just so you know, while this is happening, and the answers are coming in, Nono, whose eyes have also kind of gone dinner plate mode, breathing into the mic. Nono, whose eyes have also behind her glasses gone kind of dinner plate mode. She's like got a screen tipped around so that Power Pony can see, her screen and scrolling and and it's a list of like questions and stuff like that. And there's like a chat, like a chat. This is because this is streaming live. It's kind of like a Twitch stream, so there's commentary and stuff going by on the side. And she's like, she kind of has this like kind of shrug, like, do we ask, kind of a thing. And she's like, yeah. She holds up a finger, like, wait a second. Meanwhile, Jason.
Just some fantastic people to talk to and really draw closer to. These guys are my family.
And Concord?
Concord's just gonna like look up now, and it's just like, finally like sitting up, and it's just like, yeah, I didn't really have friends like this before.
So it's the friends are the best part. It's not the fame and all this other stuff. That's really, you guys are adorable. This is why we love you guys. You guys are just the best. Okay, so that was, we kind of chewed through a bunch of stuff here. We got one more, and I guess this is sort of breaking news a little bit, so I can kind of preface it by that. So I don't mean to catch you guys flat-footed. This isn't gotcha journalism, because it isn't journalism, I guess, really. But I want, okay.
Yeah, we're all getting tense at this point.
So this is a question that just came in from one of the people who are watching in the stream and watching live. I guess question for the group: what do you think about the act of Congress that just went through, that made talking to Vyortovia treason? And no grab.
I just laugh.
And somebody throws, like, the sound is muted, but like flips one of the TV screens that's up in the area, like up to like a news channel. And there's like, yeah, we're getting a lot of stuff here in the text thing, in the chat log. There we go. This is what's up on the screen.
Congress, you're be ridiculous.
Yeah, we're just kind of trying to catch up. People are, guys, you got to stop typing, or I can't read what's coming up in the chat. For aggressive action against its agents and against its citizens on its sovereign soil, the Congress of the United States has categorized Vyortovia as an enemy of the United States. Any individuals not part of the State Department or the Joint Chiefs of Staff are acting as an agent of same who engage in negotiation or other dealings with Vyortovia will be treated as having provided aid and comfort to an enemy of the United States. That sounds bad. That sounds like a bad thing to be accused of, probably, which is why. So one of the users in here is.
Let me just take this on, and I know that, we are just all talking off of our head now. And, the reality is that when the Vyortovians declared that they would only talk to our group, it made a number of adults unhappy. And, it made them feel like we their powers away. And, this is just a response to that. I think when everyone grows up, cross that path down the road, we'll see what it is. But
in case you're wondering, those of you listening in, the number of adults that this made unhappy, that Charles referred to as, can be verified as 535. Specifically.
No one likes to be told that they're irrelevant. So,
Jesus Christ.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Oh my goodness.
This just in: Charlotte calls Congress irrelevant.
What I think Ghost Girl is saying is,
right.
It's all right.
It's when foreign states try to manipulate things by saying who they're going to talk with, it kind of really it's an attack in its own way. Honestly, I think we should be open to helping whatever governments talk with Virtovia, but nobody voted me in charge of, or anybody on this team in charge of negotiating the World Peace Treaty.
I mean, somebody kind of did because the Virtovians did. Are you saying that's sort of another act of aggression on their part?
Kind of, yeah. If it's an unreasonable demand, then it's a demand they know isn't going to be met. If someone from the government or the UN or whoever wants to involve us in this, that's great.
Jason says Virtovia is being unreasonable.
but I'm just saying they're only going to talk with us is just kind of crazy.
Yeah, menagerie split as Jason Quill blames Virtovia and Ghost Girl calls Congress irrelevant.
Jason Quill questions Dread Queen's sanity.
That'll be how the news agencies do, parse it apart and stuff.
What is important now is that works together to ensure that everyone in the world is safe.
Hear.
Okay. So we got three
Go
thoughts.
Mercury for formatting response that is non-controversial.
We have three thoughts on this, and I'm gonna try and go for 5 when we wrap this thing up. Link, what do you think?
I don't recall being contacted by anyone from state or Congress about this. I just know that given the choice between peace or war, I'll take peace. So if they would like to pursue peace with us, they presumably know how to contact us.
Which they? Virtovia or Congress?
Anyone really. We'll take Congress for right now, but yeah, Virtovia has already expressed their preference, which is peace. So yeah, just call us up. We'll make it right.
Link refers to Congress as warmongers.
Says Virtovia is seeking true peace.
Okay, let's go 5 for 5. Concord, what do you think?
I want to go home now.
Nope. Concord has an answer for this.
Concord has an answer for this? All right.
Yes. Nope. Concord just kind of looks left, looks right. I am tasked by a higher power not to interfere with earthly political debate.
Oh, he's doing a Saul voice.
Concord.
Job.
No.
Concord invokes religious option. Refuses to.
No, that was totally his mom telling him not to do this.
Oh, invoked by a higher power. It wasn't Concord, it was his mom. That's awesome. That is so awesome. That is.
There's probably one panel flashback of his mom just being like, and remember, do not get.
Anytime politics come up, this is what you say.
There are 2 rules. The first is no politics at the dinner table. The second is the dinner table is everywhere.
That's perfect. Okay. Okay. That was kind of a big serious downer thing, but I'm going to blame all news agencies for that.
Blame Congress. Why not?
And Congress for really crappy timing. They should know not to make any major decisions while we are in the middle of an answer time.
All Leo is gauging this by is, has his phone blown up with text from Agent Waters yet?
Yes.
No, it's just blown up.
It actually starts
remotely.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get a Quill phone.
It actually started. Yeah. Yes, there are some messages coming in.
As to
the first
any family members shown up.
When you're reviewing it later, it's don't worry about the news. Just don't say anything in public until we have a chance to talk. 2 minutes later, well, never mind about that then. Taz is in the back, typing furiously, going through all kind of stuff, just shaking her head in disbelief at the screen, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So, guys, so she goes, okay, that's it, guys. You're just going to have to replay this over and over and over again if you want us to ask any more questions. So we're not going to ask any more questions. You're just going to have to listen to us ask the old questions again, and hope for a different answer. And we know what we call that. And at that, we're done. And she kind of goes, she shuts everything down. I said, okay, I think we're done. I think we're ready. I think that went well. I hope nobody will stop talking to me afterwards.
Listen, you got us at a really bad time, and I apologize for that. I don't know that you could catch us at a good time, just the way that our lives work.
You guys were awesome. You were all great. I'm sorry if I ask anything that made anybody uncomfortable. I tell you what, next time we do this, I will get the questions to you ahead of time so we can I'm sure that there's some rule about that, but I don't care because we're just doing it on this YouTube, so who cares? If we do this again, maybe sometime I'll just get you guys the questions ahead of time. We can kind of go, yeah, maybe don't ask that one. Concord, are you okay?
Concord will nod.
Concord will add.
Nod.
Adam will cry. Concord will nod.
Ghost Girl's gonna, Charlotte's gonna come up and give her a big hug. I said, you were great, darling.
Aw, that's great. That's totally awesome. And I thank everybody. Oh, she also said in the middle of the thing, we thank everybody at the coffee shop. It's not actually called Mokonajuri, and she gives the name of the place. And, check it out. The Blintzes are fantastic. They got a great bakery in the back. So on and so on, all that kind of, going through all that kind of stuff. Any other stuff that you guys want to have do or say or happen here?
Nothing needs to be gamed out, but Leo will take when we get some time to go talk to Summer and Arya and figure out what's going on there.
Okay. Yeah, they've been mostly chatting, I think. Summer's been, doing orders and that kind of stuff. Kind of coming and going. She keeps an eye on everything all the way through. There haven't been a lot of orders because people are kind of trying to keep it relatively quiet while all this is going on.
Jason kind of gives her a uncomfortable wave.
She gives you a very kind of, it's probably almost intentionally silly kind of wave. And she's not clipping. She apparently is in like a shell. She comes over and says, Leo figured out a way to use your stuff and his stuff kind of all together. I'll tell you more about it later. This is part of the shakedown run. Got to interact with people and make sure that it works. And I don't turn into a crazy killbot and try to murder a bunch of people who just want a large cappuccino. Did you know that you can't actually get a large cappuccino? That's really just a latte. Starbucks, man. It has everybody just thinking that you can order like cappuccinos. Cappuccinos are like always small. So like if we order, if somebody comes in and wants a large cappuccino, we actually just make them a latte, and we ring it up differently so that we know what it really is.
That was cool.
Probably too much inside baseball or coffee making.
I
had a really, really intense training day yesterday. Still processing it. Okay.
Cool.
Are we going to need a new coffee maker at the Quill Foundation, the Quill House?
There's actually a really nice coffee maker in one of the kitchens that nobody touches because it's impossible to get it unless you know how the manual's not enough. You need a training session. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge.
And we can do a few other things there. When you guys are breaking up and heading out, where do you go, or what do you say to anybody else on the team? Do you guys head all the same basic direction?
We need to talk about this whole Viatovia government Congress thing, because if we're gonna get hit up by the real media and maybe by the government or something like that, and we need to.
Well, technically at this point in time, you guys haven't talked to Viatovia.
Well, I know, but that since evidently it's publicly known that the Viatovia, well, of course it was because they broadcasted. Everybody's going to be asking us, so what are you guys going to do?
Right.
And it's
but the question is, does Congress even know about Congress or anything else?
About who?
Okay, you guys. So I'm just going to personally ask let's just do this thing through channels. Let's let the channels work it. Let's not stress ourselves out about this. I'm going to talk to Waters. He's going to talk to his boss. They're going to talk to their liaison. We're going to talk about it, but just no, not right now, please.
Like, let's not talk about, because honestly, Jason, even while you're thinking about this, there's like cascading failure going on with this thing, because, and you're actually seeing and catching whiffs of this, like up on the news channels and stuff like that, because there's actually, to a certain extent, like global outrage at this, because you guys are the ones that Viratovia said he'll talk to. The U.S. has just said if they talk to him, they're going to be guilty of treason, which is basically them going, we're going to take our ball and go home, because by doing that, now nobody can talk to Viratovia. Like, England can't come to you guys and say, we would like you to talk to her on our behalf, because you can't, because you're a citizen of the U.S., blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So everybody else
Am
is
I
pissed about
actually
it
a
too.
citizen? Can dead people be citizens? Can I vote?
That's a hell of a good question. I guess
I will have that conversation next.
Yeah, it depends on. I mean, you never could vote. At the time that you were alive, you couldn't vote. And I guess it depends on whether or not there's actually a death certificate for you.
Yeah, all these complicated questions, Leo's convinced is better handled by like the Aegis legal team.
So there's probably about a half an hour to an hour where you guys just kind of go down conversational rabbit holes while I'm
just helping the girls clean up and pack up.
Yeah, while you eat, you guys.
I think we need a blintz.
Yeah,
I bring a blintz over to Concord.
The place is now that people are like actually willing to order and stuff, is doing great business, but they bring some food over and stuff like that. And you while they're talking about that kind of stuff, Leo can have actually, what he would. I'm not judging anybody else, but Leo can have actually important conversations with Summer and Area and Otto and stuff.
He's also, I should note, not consciously avoiding Concord, but he's not making the first move because he feels at this time that he has not earned that right. He's kind of waiting for Concord to come to him.
So I'm just gonna go around. I guess the two questions I have is: do you hang around very long, and do you head back somewhere as a group, or head out on your own afterwards? And I'll start with Concord. Carrie's willing to hang around and just BS with people and stuff like that. That's whatever. She's not even hanging out that close to you. She's just kind of chilling in the background.
Yeah, I don't think Adam's gonna make the first move to leave. Okay. So if everybody else starts splitting up, sure, he'll probably go do something else. But right now, it's kind of like he probably just takes a moment after everything is just like just like one of those like really quiet, like away from everybody else, just like hey, thanks, Jason. That really helped out.
Nice.
Sure thing, man.
And what if they all head back in the same direction? Are you heading back home, or are you gonna like continue to hang out with the group? I'm just curious.
Yeah, like I said, Adam's not going to be the first one to leave. So if everybody else is like, go to
the compound,
Cool Tower, yeah,
I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Charlotte?
I'm gonna hang here with the ponies, help them clear up, chat with them a bit, make them feel better about any accidental faux pas, and assure them we had a good time and that there was a great location and
first to arrive,
all of
last
that.
to leave, stuff like that. And Mari goes over and actually talks to Otto just to make sure that it was what he thought of like the venue and stuff like that, because she visited a lot of places trying to make sure that she could find one where everybody could get it. I didn't know you were going to do the teddy bear thing, man, but I'm glad you could get up here close anyway. And he kind of talks to her a little bit. She does not ask at all about the question that apparently left him kind of flat-footed. But she, she kind of wheels over and talks to him for a while. And then they just kind of veer off into, random conversations, that kind of stuff. Harry.
I'm going to kind of try to tag along with someone. Maybe go with Jason back to Quill Tower just to helping out a teammate so I can't go back
to the hospital.
Yeah.
You get a couple of text messages from A10. Definitely not answering any of that question, but just sort of like random commentary about your answers. Like, like, okay, you guys don't really drill on like combat stuff, but do you like practice in front of a camera? Because like you have all these pat answers. It's kind of weird. Also, are you going to jail now?
I don't think we're going to jail, at least not yet.
Okay. Link, you said
I
you
don't
were
know when I'm going to jail.
Link, you said you were talking to Arya and Summer. Anything else?
He's going to be the last out the door, probably. He's got a lot on his mind, and he's not sure what to do about any of it.
Okay. Cool.
So if Jason is heading back to the we haven't done Jason yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to. We'll do that. We'll do that now, Jason.
So if I had a chance in whatever interval, or maybe I need to answer that question, to actually for Jason to actually talk with Leo about these plans that he's got, and how he needs Leo's help in doing this whole memory thing. I know he's talked with Alicia about it.
I would assume at some point.
And Dave has talked with Bill about it, but I don't know. We haven't actually done
This is the moment when you have the conversation that you alluded to me about on forums. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do that now, or yeah. I mean, it's not. You guys are both more than clever enough to have the conversation quickly. It's just a question of when you can get Alicia handy, I think.
Well, yes. But I want to at least broach the question, and even if it's just to say, hey, I've got this idea, I want to do this. I think if we can do this victory merge thing with memories between me and Alicia, we can fix a whole bunch of problems.
And Numa kind of drifts into orbit on that one because she's been giving a lot of thought to the whole, memory merge stuff too. So, there's more than a few times in there where if Leo's responding at all, Arya is also kind of finishing his sentences, or vice versa, a little bit, or they're nodding along while they both kind of have the a similar thought or point out a particular challenge or anything like that. It's possible it's just because she's really into it. It's possible because she's doing it to kind of draw Leo out a little bit. Problem he can solve kind of thing.
Yeah, and in terms of aside from technical proficiency, like he's clearly on board with doing this if it'll help Jason. Like there's no reservation at all on that score.
Yeah. It's mostly,
it's mostly the logistics too. The rest is left as an exercise for the system.
Well, yeah, but like if Aegis has Alicia, like I gotta call Waters anyway. We'll just bring that as part of the conversation. Like,
I don't know that that's something that we want to be talking with Aegis about. That I want to map some of Alicia's memories onto mine, and maybe vice versa. That's something.
If I understood you correctly, she's missing something too, right?
She is.
So yes. This is a great sales pitch. How would you like your captive to become more mentally stable? You tell me what intelligence service or law enforcement group would not like to hear that.
Yeah, that assumes that they think that I can help make them more mentally stable.
They will take my word for it. I will sell them on this.
Yeah. They don't know you that well, Jay. They don't know you that well. Well, they don't know Jason well enough to doubt that.
Okay, I don't talk about this much, Jason. They know for a fact what I can do because the body that Arya has today was built because I built them a prototype of me. I showed them from scratch how to build a fully functional android. I loaded it with a copy of myself, and we put it on a shelf. in case I ever go bad, they have something to refer to figure out how to take me down. Okay, they've seen me do this.
Jesus.
It's not a surprise.
Jason just found a hole.
Jason's like staring at you.
He's found like this extra trapdoor he didn't even realize was in the room he's been standing in. It's labeled "Further Horrors." Like, what? Where did this get? Has this always been underneath this carpet? What the?
Okay, I will trust you. You know Aegis a lot more than I do, and have maybe a more realistic view of it than I do. So I trust your judgment here.
They will send some of their technical staff to oversee the process, just to understand how it works. You're going to have to live with that. So is Alicia. But leave this to me, okay?
Okay.
I'll tell them.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, the opportunity to do surgery on your head? Fucking sign me up.
Okay. Jason nods, slowly backs away.
And I don't... I had another thing that I thought would maybe happen, but actually you guys sort of sidestepped that landmine. So that's not going to happen. So I think we're actually going to probably wrap up with you guys actually not quite closing the place down, but certainly hanging out for a long time. It's one of those situations where like the thing is over, but nobody really wants to leave and like have it be done, just because it's been a weird couple of days. You guys had like I mean, I don't have to tell you, but you've had a lot of weird stuff where you were over in the Sepiaverse, then when you came back here was like fighting. Concord's been kind of incommunicado for a while, for like ever since the fight really, and obviously some weird stuff went down there. So there's, if this sounds right to you guys, there's just a lot of like hanging out and talking without really talking about some of that stuff, but mostly just sort of getting back in the habit of talking. And just kind of hanging out and talking about everything else. Sometimes it's the political stuff. There's a screen that's on most of the time, on mute, where it's like, but it's mostly the same stuff. Response from this, initial statement from British Prime Minister, Switzerland coming out strongly against this stance. Peace should always be an option. Et cetera, et cetera, so on and so forth. That's kind of going on in the background, and occasionally people will glance at and stuff. But basically, you guys are sort of talking about nothing, just random stuff. School's starting up on Monday.
Just a bunch of teenagers hanging out.
Yeah, well, and not really wanting to go back to not being where the rest of you guys are at. So you're just hanging out here as long as you can. And yeah, school starts on Monday. So
that fact is going to hit Leo. He's like, "Oh shit, no, and Taz are going to be there, aren't they?" God damn it!
No, Taz. Yeah.
You made a horrible decision here, Link.
No came over and she doesn't really say anything. She just like if you weren't, I want to punch you really hard on the shoulder right now, but I'm not very good at punching, and also you're still wearing your armor. But you should not have gotten a B+ on that one assignment. Ugh.
If you want to learn how to punch, I'll teach you sometime.
Okay. She's like, luckily she's going to be really upset about that, and then she's like, considers it and goes, actually, that's kind of a cool idea.
Oh, and thus Link gains another acolyte.
Taz from across the room, you going to teach me how to punch too?
I suspect you know already.
I am innocent of all but malice. Which literary reference? She just leaves hanging on the off chance that somebody else gets it.
That explains everything. Okay.
Anyway, okay. With that, I'm going to wrap up. Guys. I didn't know whether this was going to take up the whole session, but hopefully we got through some stuff. We've been meaning to do this for such a long time. I really wanted to take some time with it. It was even more horrible and awkward than I anticipated, because a lot of the truly harmless questions that we got 3 weeks ago have become incredibly fraught and landminey. So
yes,
wow. How
do we do the?
Yes, let's do the thing real quick. Jason.
Hey, are we doing? Is what we're doing hanging out here representing any of those team moves that do things?
Why don't you why don't you check? Because I mean, if it seems like it lines up, then by all means, who doesn't think so and wants to answer the end of session question? So take a look at when you open a expose or talk about a vulnerability. I don't remember where. It's like celebrate a victory. You guys could absolutely celebrate a victory. The whole world is talking.
I think this felt kind of victorious after all that we've been through.
Yeah. So if anybody has a victory thing that seems like it kind of lines up, or they want to add a thing that makes it line up, then by all means talk about that.
I actually do. So mine says make them your lover or rival immediately when you share a celebration with someone. I think both feeling bad for Mercury because of his dad, and seeing Charlotte stand up and give like this eloquent speech in defense of our team, which is like both things that like Leo should be doing, sort of reinforces their roles with him.
Very cool. I have to say that Charlotte's response about these like grumpy adults just being mad that they're not relevant anymore was both, given who she is, incredibly ironic, sort of Generation Z millennial point of view, which I love, and also kind of Leo-like.
I'm not going to let her out Leo. Okay, I'm just
saying there's a bit of Leo coming off of that answer.
I haven't actually punched Congress yet, but like, sign me up.
I have. Well, I'll get behind the curtain here in just a second. So if that has, what does that do? Just so we can kind of explore it a little bit. What does that do for the bull? Like doing that?
Basically, if they're already your lover rival, take influence over them and mark potential.
Okay. And okay, yeah. By all means, do that stuff. I think you probably already have influence because you're the influence bank. But
I do indeed.
Okay. And since I'm with you right now, I'll say closer to the team, further away, or more into your own image of yourself.
I gotta say closer to Jason Quill.
Okay. All right. So Jason, if you don't already have influence, you have influence.
God damn it! Why does I keep losing my
character sheet?
My tab with my character here.
It might be because you have GM privileges because the windows do.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, and I have to keep refreshing the screen sometimes when you change the background.
Yeah.
I do have influence over Link.
Oh yeah, have you been on the screen where you can see the coffee shop? Because I just realized it might not.
Yes, I've been on the screen where I can see the coffee shop.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, you have influence over Link. Okay, so you can shift labels.
Blitzkrieg.
Sorry.
That's actually awesome. Blitzkrieg.
Okay, that's going in the log too.
That's fantastic. All right, Jason, do you have a victory thing or a whatever?
Wait. I need to write that Blitzkrieg. Yes.
All right, I'll ask somebody else. I'll come back to you. Concord.
Okay,
Concord, do you have a victory thing or a vulnerability thing? Or?
Yes, because it's a triumphant celebration with somebody.
Okay.
And I think this is probably because Dave was talking about like going down this rabbit hole here with Adam for a second.
Yeah.
So, we'll try to summarize what I think that scene's going to do here, but
solidarity and being mutually messed up.
Yeah, and it's just like Adam just like saying to Jason when when they have that moment, it's just like, it's just like I'm a mess. I don't know. It's just like I think I'm gonna hurt somebody without Saul looking over my back. What do you think?
You're the last person I would think would actually hurt someone. You've got such an instinct to try to help and be with people and be kind that no, I really don't worry about that at all.
Cool. So if they say no, that I'm not a danger, take +1 forward, mark potential.
+1 forward just in general?
Yeah.
Nice. And mark potential. Very cool. Very, very cool. Closer to the team, further away, or more into your own image of yourself?
I think I would be remiss if I didn't say closer to the team and Mr. Jason Quill.
All right.
Wow. And I actually already have influence over you, so I'll have to figure out
Jason racks up all the influence and then retires. Be great. I have to. Well, we'll get to. Actually, we'll do Jason now. Did you have a victory thing?
I've got both the victory thing and a share vulnerability thing, which my conversation with Leo potentially fits into.
Okay. I'm going to say that since you had the conversation with Leo, that still counts as pursuing your cure. I'm not going to say nemesis because that's not really relevant at this point in time.
Okay.
But you did.
Oh, so I don't have to take a Doom track tonight.
Well,
thank you.
I thought about it because how close can I get you? I mean.
Well, hey, but I had the love letter. That should count.
That's true. You had the love letter. So anyway, that's a good point. All right. So you what's your victory thing?
My victory thing is when I share triumphant celebration with someone. I give them influence over me, and I can spend one team from the pool to clear one box on my Doom track.
So does it say what that triumphal celebration just needs to be, or is it just whatever?
Just share a triumphant celebration with someone. So, you know what? I'm going to share this. I'm going to try to share this triumphant celebration a bit with Adam.
All right. It's a mutual love in there in the back row.
Yeah, and kind of the kind of the yeah. So
so you give
Adam, you've got influence with me, and I'm going to go ahead and spend a team from the pool and clear a Doom track because
that's fair. We're down to 2. I forgot to take the other thing off there, but you spend a team.
Dave, can you go pull the book from my desk?
What I have in my thing is incomplete.
You want the book, or do you want the?
No, just the for the outsider.
You want the playbook, yeah.
The playbook. Okay.
I actually took all the playbooks, and I took my Adobe PDF, my Adobe my Adobe software, and I grabbed the mask playbook, or the masks core book, and attached the damn playbooks into the book, so it's one combined PDF, as it should have been in the first place. A core rulebook for a game should have everything to play the game. And the only complaint I have about the book, not the game, is that the book is not a complete document for playing the game. It bugs me.
Yep.
It's my one complaint. It's a fairly significant one, though. Anyway.
Although, since they keep adding additional playbooks, that would be a challenge.
Sure, but at least the core stuff. Everything else after that's a little bit edge case. Did you grow closer, further away thing? Did I do that, or did you?
You did not.
If you guys end up getting, I mean, you could kind of grow closer to Harry for like him helping you comfort Adam, but that's neither here nor there.
Actually, since I've already given one to Adam, I'm going to give one to Leo for just unquestioningly
being
offering to lend a hand with all of this.
Oh, nice, very cool, very very cool. All right, so influence to Link, and I don't even need to ask if he's already got it. So many label shifts. I think probably like pick one. If you guys have more than one person trying to label shift you right here at the end of the game, let's pick one or something, because I would hate for you guys to take like a series of conditions or something just because a couple different people shifted you all at once.
Okay, well, it looks like Adam's already gotten the influence shift over me. Got his in first, so.
Yeah. We'll go with we'll say if you have one from both growing closer to the team and from a victory move or whatever. Let's go with the victory move ones for tonight, just because we don't get those very often.
Sorry, am I hearing correctly? There's basically one label shift for character, because I like that standing. I think that's good.
Yeah, I don't want to hammer people with like a bunch of them. That seems a little unnecessary since they're landing right on top of each other. And
on the other hand, if you take the move for the merge that I wrote, having Jason rack up a couple of conditions is actually good for him.
It's true. That's true. Alicia won't have any coming into it. Did you take did you took the did you take the result where you get a +1 on that roll, Jason? Is that right? So remember that's
Sorry, which
happening.
one?
Did you
You
take
can second
the?
conversation, so yes.
Yes, I've got the thing from the love letter. I'll have a.
Good to know. All right. Charlotte, did you have a victory thing or?
Yes, I do. So there's two options in it.
Okay.
A second.
Got it here.
When you share a triumphant celebration with someone, take influence over them. If you show them meaningful affection, physical, emotional, they decide it's meaningful. When you share a vulnerability or weakness with someone, they tell you what you should do to fix it. Do to fit in more. Take +1 forward to do and mark potential. So, I think actually what I'm going to do is, at some point in there, I want to talk to Link about just understand more about politics, which was just not anything that I needed to have any awareness of.
He will actually refer you to Arya. That's her specialty.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I was like asking Link for advice.
Well, he had,
No, well, he's gonna know more about it probably than Charlotte does at this point in time. But that's fun to me. It's fun.
He will love to say, please talk to Arya about this because she loves this kind of stuff.
He knows what he should say. He's just not good at saying it.
I am very good at that. What are we talking about? She says. I'm really into what. Wait. All right. So that's a vulnerability thing. And talk to
I'm not dying here.
That's okay. So what's the vulnerability move then? Like when you tell somebody something you want to work on and they give you an idea of how to fix it, what do you do?
So you take +1 forward to do it. So that I get +1 towards doing that thing and mark potential if I do it.
Okay, so we'll leave that, like, tuck that away into your pocket and we'll have that come up. Because there's going to be some political stuff that you're going to have to deal with because you're going to be doing a little bit of globetrotting coming up here in the near future. So that's probably going to be something relevant. And it'll probably attract ire because, yeah, technically they can't really do anything to you. And they won't like the idea of you just gallivanting around the globe looking for wound spots and stuff like that when they've specifically said don't go talk to Virtovia. It's hard to tell. Like, how do we track where the ghost is going? How do we know if she's at Virtovia? Well, we know where she was at. Really? Yeah, but was Virtovia there at the same time? I don't know. So that gets a little
Sucks to be you.
Yeah.
And if Congress, I'm just going to say this as a player, but I'm sure Charlotte would think of this as well. If Congress doesn't formally know or formally acknowledge the presence or role of the hidden family, talking to them should be no problem at all.
Well, yeah, talking to the hidden family is not the same thing as talking to Urtovia, unfortunately. So.
But they may be. I say talking. I mean like talking. If she's going to be interrogating them or finding out do they have contact within Virtovia, anything like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. Were you going to do the victory thing? I don't know. I mean, I know you went over and gave Pony a hug, but I don't know if you.
I sort of got the impression it's either or.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So either one could have applied. And I think that the vulnerability thing makes the most sense right now. And closer to the team, further away, more into your own image of yourself.
Closer to the team.
All right. So you can take potential or clear condition. And who would you become closer to?
I have to say Concord.
Okay.
In wanting to how young he is and wanting to shield him.
Okay, so Concord, if you've got
I do.
If you've got influence already, then you can.
Everyone gives influence to the kid.
Yep. And keep in mind, for those of you who have done your moment of truth and you have got a locked stat, If somebody tries to do a shift and it involves your locked stat, then the whole thing is just tossed out the window. It doesn't happen. So.
Well,
the influence still happens, but the level shift doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, the influence still happens, but the label shift doesn't happen. It just is not. It's discarded. Who's left? Concord? No, James. Mercury? Or both of you?
I haven't gone.
Okay, so do you have a victory or vulnerability thing that you want to dig into as well?
I do.
Okay, what do we got?
When
What's
you
it say?
hear a triumphant celebration with someone, tell them whether you see them as an equal. If you do, give them influence superior up.
Give them influence. And what was the other thing?
If you don't, shift superior up and anything else down.
Okay. So do you do that with somebody? And if so, who?
We'll do it with
I mean, you said lots of great stuff about all the team. It's just a matter of like if you swing back around during the casual hanging out kind of thing, and it's like.
I think Charlotte, since it's kind of working to make sure that people weren't uncomfortable.
Very cool. So you give influence to her. Does anything else happen?
I mark potential.
And you mark potential. All right. So Charlotte, you've got. If you already have influence over Harry, you can shift his labels. And.
So I already have influence over Harry.
So you can say shift this up, shift that
That's
down.
Jason who took his influence away from me when.
Mean old Jason.
Mean old Jason decided to drop his drawing closer.
Right. Okay. So and then Harry, closer to the team, further away from the team, more into your own image of yourself.
Definitely closer to the team. I'll just say, since it's basically to everyone, I'll just say Charlotte for the.
Okay.
This
So,
exercise.
Sure. Yeah. Only shift his labels once, Charlotte.
Yeah.
There's actually a version of like in the back of the book. If you dig around, they have a thing where like you can like actually accumulate influence, and then spend it to do stuff. But oh my god, it sounds so complicated. Like, I mean, I know there's a lot of versions of Powered by the Apocalypse where you can like get stronger bonds and stuff like that. I'm sure it's fine.
Right.
We have enough stuff to track without having to worry about what level of influence we have with everybody. Is there anybody I didn't get? I feel like
we got Concord, Jason, Charlotte, Harry.
Did we get
we got Concord?
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Cool.
We got Concord.
All right. Because it's.
Although, Jason, you didn't, or Dave, you didn't shift my labels. Unless I missed it.
Do I need to?
Yeah, he gave you influence.
Did I need to shift your labels?
Well, he gave you influence. Did you already have influence over him, Concord?
Yes.
Then you need to shift his labels.
Okay.
Okay. So
then I need to shift
Harry. Which could actually give him a condition because he's got at least 1-3 floating around, depending on what you say. Superior locked. Nice. All right.
We lock our labels in self-defense for this phase.
Yeah, it's a like I'm gonna clear a condition. All right, I'm gonna shift that. All right, that condition is back now. Never mind. Happens more than a few times. All right, so guys, an interesting session. I hope it was enjoyable for everybody. It was painfully awkward. But
it was painfully awkward because this team has so much history together. That was so rewarding.
It was really good just to see. I mean, the first question to Concord and just to see him go, I'm gonna run. And everybody leaping to his defense. That was just like, okay, so that's how this is gonna be. That's pretty cool. I have to, if I can pull aside the curtain for a second, I don't want to get too didactic about it, but I don't want it like anybody to like detect it later. Because I was really struck by some stuff that happened in the news the last couple of weeks with like the stuff down in Florida, and then this very incredibly like people are going, this is what should happen, and then to have like the state Senate Congress down in Florida go, we're not even going to entertain a discussion.
To their faces.
To the kids' faces. And I thought these kids are exactly the age of these characters. And it seemed to me like this is a theme or a thing. We're one of the things I haven't done a lot of is that sort of bureaucratic blocking that happens a lot of times in certain super teams, like having ignorant congressmen mess with people. And it just seemed like this is like it's obvious. Bjortovia now wants peace. These are the people who can give it to you, and the entire Congress going, no, we're just going to make that impossible. We're going to take our toys and go home. Kind of echoes that and gives us an opportunity to kind of explore our own version of what that kind of response might look like, which I think is not to be too didactic and preachy about it. I don't mean it to be, but I looked at it going, this is something that we're not doing, and we do such good stuff with like looking at all the other crap that these people have to deal with, and why not this? So, and also I just thought it was just a really like, it just seems right for this setting.
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah, it just seems like, yes, this is the kind of stupid, it's like they're not going to do anything, but you broke a couple of our adult superheroes, and then you say you want to talk to the kids, and by God, we're going to throw a big grown-up tantrum about it. Just seems
well, it's
like...
not even that. It's like, well, no, we're the ones who are supposed to negotiate, so we're just going to make it so no one can.
Well, there are many GM admonitions and directives in this game, like things that you're supposed to do, and some of them I struggle with. I will own that. There are a few that I have to work at, but as Bill has said a couple of times to me in private, one of the ones that I excel at is making adults short-sighted and petty. And for whatever for whatever reason, I have a gift for that.
All you need to do is look to Congress. Yes. They'll take care of that for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been, it's not just them, but yeah, making the adults do short-sighted, kind of selfish things. That's apparently a strength for me. Oh, yay. All right. Anyway. All right. So, at the risk of that being kind of preachy thing, I just think it seemed like look at that rich vein that we have in mind. Let's explore that for the next couple of sessions. All right. For all that Dave dropped a massive time travel gimme right in my lap. I couldn't actually attack you guys with time travelers at the end of this because Link was too goddamn careful with his answers. So,
note to self.
Yeah.
tear up those notes.
Yeah. Someday. Use chips to turn mooks into salsa. All right. I'm just checking up all this. Oh, high mundane. I don't know. Do you have a high mundane? Why do you have a high mundane?
No, I have like a -2 on mundane.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you haven't been doing a lot of social like things of that nature. Anyway, it's really tough.
Really lucky that no one asked me to comfort or support this session.
Yep. You can help. You can always help with chips. It was really interesting to me, like reading like what Charlotte wanted to do with her stuff over in the CP-verse, because on the one hand, it's totally like reaching out and connecting with people, but they're ghosts, and I'm like, I want this to be a mundane role, but it's really a freak role. But
yeah.
It's an interesting thing. Anyway, all right. Well, that's a lot of chit chat and stuff like that. It's late. Everybody's got school tomorrow. At least I do. I have to teach. So thanks once again. I love that we can continue to do like a session that isn't like any other session, but it's still totally us. So that's really cool too. Thanks very much, guys. Great time. And I will talk to you later.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good night, all.
Right.